Welcome back, everyone. Probably it's the same video, but I'm gonna try to split it somehow. We continue with the speedrun. We're in the 800 ELO, and I will still play the Caro-Kann C6, and then D5. He's gonna go for the London system. So now let's just develop the knight, then the bishop. Okay. I'm even gonna put the bishop here, which is not something I usually do. I like to put the bishop on f5, but now he has to deal with this pin. Okay, now let's bring the other knight into the game. He's kicking out my bishop. Let's just go back. Perfect. Let's play e6. Okay, here I would recommend just 3 pieces. Yeah, we can have this bishop is hanging, and this knight is hanging as well. So I'm gonna trade bishops in this position. I'm gonna take the knight. He takes back with the bishop, or the pawn. I just move my knight. So here I can even move my knight, trying to win back this pawn. Trying to win this pawn is not back. Yeah, I can even play something like queen c7, hitting this pawn. Okay, let me think about it for a second. Here we don't want to take, because he takes back with the knight and gives it a lot of the activity, right? So if I take this pawn, takes and knight takes, we're gonna bring the rook, have to go back. I think so the problem with taking here, he can take back this pawn, and then he can bring the rook into the open file. That's the problem with taking this pawn. Probably there's some other resource the computer sees right now, but let's not play with fire right now. I'm gonna develop my piece and then castle. Right, that's what I was predicting, that he was gonna put his pawn here. So instead I'm gonna take the pawn, he takes back. And yeah, if he puts a knight here, I can just take with my bishop. Let me see if there's another way to deal with this. No, it should be fine, so I'm gonna castle. Okay, yeah, now he can take, wait, can I take here? Takes. I think now I might be able to take this pawn. If I take, he takes back with the bishop, but I take the knight. Okay, let's take the pawn. I hope I am not blundering. So if we take this knight, he's gonna take, and I win the knight. Okay. Perfect. Now we're up a pawn. What is our endgame? I wanna trade all pieces and win on this side of the board, right? So let's move the queen somewhere. Maybe here. Maybe this provokes a weakness, f4. We're gonna get the queen. Okay. Here I wanna offer the trade of rooks. This trade of rooks should benefit the endgame. Okay, now I can even offer this trade of rooks, I guess. He wins the open file with the queen though. I mean, I always have queen d5. He trades, I should be winning. So let's see if I can win this endgame. Now let's offer the trade of queens. He's also trading everything. So which way do you take? Here or here? As I want to win on this side of the board, I'm going to take this way, in this direction. So I'm going to pre-move. Okay, pre-move. Now I bring the king around. And the game is afoot. It's still not that simple, right? It's 4 versus 2 on this side of the board. So let's see if I can create an advantage. Okay, I'm gonna play f5. Hope it's just not a mistake. Or even f6. f6 is also a good move. He takes here, I just take. Okay, let's go for f5. I hope I am not overextending this pawn, because this always allows e5, right, at some point. Let's play b6. Maybe we have these ideas. Okay, this is a good pawn formation. I'm gonna do the same thing with my pawns. Kind of waiting to see what he's gonna do. And once the pawns here are traded, now I can play for something else. So I'm gonna go with h5, stopping this idea. Okay. And now we have reached what we call a Suxuan, where nobody is gonna have good moves in the position. He's also stopping my pawns, but that's good for me as well. On this side of the board, I actually don't want to do anything. I'm going to try to win on this side of the board. So I'm gonna play this. c5 gives a check. I can always take back with tempo. He has to retreat. So let's see if I can make progress. It's not that simple, is it? I'm gonna go for this idea maybe. Okay. So maybe c4. c4 allows the king here. Check. No, I should be winning. Yeah, I should be winning. c4, check. If he comes here, now it allows me my king to advance the pawn. Now let's win more space with the king. And now this is always you want to do, gain the position, right? So I'm gonna get in front of the queen, in front of the king, one square apart. And now he doesn't have a lot of squares to travel. He has to decide what to do, right? So in the interest of this game, I'm gonna win this pawn. And now I can even push this pawn forward. I don't even need to. I think I can even push d2. Probably that's more educational. I don't need to win this pawn. I'm gonna get king d2, and now this king is protecting these 3 pawns, these 3 squares. So there is nothing stopping my pawn from going forward. I think that's more educational than just winning the pawn. Maybe you're in a game, in a time scramble, you win this pawn, but here, this is more educational, even king c3, sorry, c3, c2, c1, and now he resigns. Let's do a game review. Okay, I think this is also a little bit of a lesson how to destroy the London, because the ideas for the London are always to play knight to a5. But yeah, if I have my knight here, I can always take, right? And we saw how we can punish this. So I just go back and try to win the pawn. Now, I was trying to figure out a way. Let me see with the computer now. Because no, this would have been a mistake. He has this move. And now he's hitting my knight twice, right? Bishop. So fortunately my intuition was no, don't take this pawn. The game continues. I just take here, I castle, and now this is showing as a brilliancy, but to me it was a simple move, right? I get rid of this pawn that is supporting the knight, and the bishop takes. Okay, I can just take back, and now I have a winning endgame. It's a slight advantage, right? This is just one pawn. But as we saw it, we can do small increments, small progress in the position. Here we traded all pieces, and my king can get into the game. Let me see if I made any mistakes here. Let's go here. Okay, this is supposed to be an inaccuracy for white. He should have played g4. Maybe that was a bit passive to wait for me to make progress. But no, okay, yeah, now I can go c5, supported by my king. And yeah, this is completely winning. And as you can see here, yeah, this was very educational, right? Just playing king d2, and my pawn can advance. There is nothing stopping it. This was mate in 5 actually. Okay guys, let's go with another game. We're gonna get white this time. So I'm gonna go with the English opening. c4. This is a very flexible system. We're also fighting for the center. And as the opponent doesn't grab more squares here, I'm gonna play d4. And from here we can start developing the rest of our pieces. We can get the knights out, bishops out. And that to me is a bad move. So I'm gonna try to be more aggressive. For example, bishop to g5 is a good move. Yeah, this is a bit too passive, right? It's like, I'm just waiting for you to come. And now we can even bring the knight here into the attack. So he's gonna have to defend. But let's just do something more normal. Okay, so I'm gonna get e4 with ideas of e5. Alright, get the bishop out. Now, if you play the English opening, this is a very common setup that you're going to get. Here, this is a bit tricky, I guess. I can always grab more space. So let's grab more space in the center. And his idea is to go here, right? Bishop to g4. Okay, that to me is a strategical mistake because I can always take this pawn. So this knight, sorry, I'm gonna take the knight, and now this pawn is gonna be loose for the rest of the game. And unfortunately, he doesn't do that. I think he pre-moved or something. He probably wasn't expecting me to grab the knight, so I can always go back. And I think for us to make it easier, maybe I can go back here, but he can pin the knight. Actually, that's always a good square. So I was thinking to reroute it to somewhere like kind of weird, but it doesn't really matter now, right? We're completely winning. We can kick out the bishop next. He has to go back or take. Okay, he takes. I take back with the queen. Now this knight is being attacked twice, and we can just simplify. Let's just simplify this position because we have an extra piece. He takes back with the bishop, and notice how this bishop is terrible in this position. Okay, so now how do we make progress from here? Once you have good pieces, we can start pushing pawns. So my pieces are good, but my king hasn't been castled. So probably let's just castle for now. All I wanna do from now is I wanna trade this bad bishop, but I don't see a way to do this immediately. So I'm gonna get my knight and improve it, get it into this square. And now he's going for some kind of attack on this side of the board. But to me, his pieces are not ready. So I don't know exactly how is that gonna work out for him. But okay, let's see how it plays out. Okay, so here, that is just blundering a pawn, right? And opening up the lines is gonna benefit the player who has better pieces. So this is blundering a pawn, I can take, he takes back, I just take here, and I won a pawn. And now I think I can even get my bishop into a better square. I'm hitting this diagonal, I'm now closer to the king, and I'm supporting the pawn chain. So this is bad, I'm not gonna lie, this is bad for black. Okay, now let's start pushing b4, a4. We have the two passed pawns on this side of the board, and we have nothing but patience in this game because it's completely winning anyway. So let's push b5. Now I am consolidating the bishop, nothing can move it now. And he doesn't have many moves, that's why he was just targeting my bishop. But what do you do here with black? Yes, just difficult. So I can always play something like a3 to kick out the rook, but the rook has no friends. So yeah, that's unfortunate in chess, also in life, when you have no friends. So let's just keep pushing the pawn. Okay, let's go here. Now his idea is probably to go f5. So we have to respond to this, we cannot just ignore it. That is a threat, right? After he retreated his bishop, f5. So f5 will get interesting because he's gonna open up the lines for his rook. Oh, I really thought he was gonna go for it. So that would have been interesting. Maybe I was even thinking he would put his queen here to prepare, queen c8, to prepare and attack this square many times. But I don't know how this helps him. So I'm just gonna keep pushing the pawn. I can always target his rook, right? Or trade the rooks. Yeah, that's also a good strategy. But here I'm trying to get it as fast as possible. Okay. So now let's offer the trade of rooks. He has to take. So I'm gonna pre-move. He can always go somewhere else, but it's gonna be a bad square, so he has to take. Now he goes for f5 as predicted. I feel like I can take, and if he takes back, I can always take back with the knight. So let me see here. I hope I'm not blundering. So if he takes, I can take with the knight. And he needed that pressure, right? He needed that pressure with the queen. So I don't know how. Yeah, again. Oh, I don't even have to take this pawn. I can also take this. Let me think about this for a second. No, it should be completely fine. So I would be a little bit worried if he could throw a move like queen d8. Queen d8, to me, that was key. Because he's hitting this square twice, and I couldn't have taken with the knight. But here I don't see anything. I don't see anything for black. So I really hope I'm not blundering. But he has to waste now 1-2 moves to get here. And it's too slow, right? We can move the queen away. I also have this check available in the position. Okay, he's gonna push the pawn. But if I am not mistaken, I can give a check here. He has to move the king. And now I can continue this with another check. So let's go for it. Let's go for that. That looks very forcing. It's a forcing move. First look, we look for checks. So we have a check here. King has to move. And I can give another check here with the queen. And maybe later win the rook. And possibly I don't see the mate in net. But I will try to checkmate him if I see it. Okay, let's go here. Give a check. And now, wait a second. Okay, here is check. So we have a check here. King has to move. I think here. Yep, I think there's a mate in net in this position. So check. I can win the bishop. Oh yes, checkmate. Sorry, I didn't see it. Sometimes I miss the checkmate. But let's do a game review. So the game review doesn't have much complication because he blundered, right? So from that blunder, everything went very smoothly for us. But in this game, okay, this is also a good move. But to me, okay, I can just take. I can always take back, go back, and now what do you do? How do you exactly protect this pawn? It's not that easy. So after knight f3, oh sorry, here after I took the knight, the best move in the position was to go back. So okay, but it's still a good move to put it here. And from that moment, the game carried on, and it was completely winning for white. Let me see if I made any mistakes or missed opportunities. No, the computer is saying, yeah, this is fine. You can start pushing pawns. There isn't much here. Okay, we just trade pawns. Taken back with a mistake. Oh, he's supposed to kick out my knight first. So okay, and now he threw this move, but now it's too late. And okay, here I have mate in 3, which I did do, but I was just giving checks. I didn't actually see the mate in net because it's like 10 AM in the morning. But okay, let's carry on with another game.